Hello, hi, this is Stephanie from Our Natural Wisdom. So good to be back here again with you for my weekly Instagram lives, all about reclaiming your peace through Mother Earth. And so I am an eco-intuitive coach and teacher, and I help women who struggle with anxiety and perfectionism. I help you reclaim your peace by connecting more deeply with Mother Earth and all of the sacredness and healing that she has to provide to you. This week, I'm doing something a little different, and I'm sharing a bit of a story that we just experienced last week as I guess, kind of an illustration of how some very simple practices can help you when you're in the midst of something challenging, because we all experience challenging moments in life, and we did last week. So I'll cut right to it. So we were on vacation last week, our family of four. We have two kids aged 12 and 5. And every year we rent a house somewhere, usually in northern Wisconsin or the UP or Michigan, somewhere near water. We rented a house on Lake Michigan. We rented it in March was when we, actually put the deposit down, and we went up last week. It was a 5-hour drive, and when we arrived, walking up to the entryway, I had a funny feeling. Things just didn't look right, didn't feel right. It looked like it hadn't been cared for in quite a while. And this wasn't a, cheap rental. So that felt a little odd. Got into the cottage and found out that it was really unclean. And right away, walking in, I'm really receptive to sensory inputs, as so many women are, especially if you identify as being highly sensitive, or highly receptive, as we might choose to call it. And the more that I walked around the cabin, the more agitated I felt, just energetically. It really felt like there was something agitating. Went outside to jump in the lake with my son, who was all about getting in the water. And while we were out there, my husband found that the bathrooms had not been cleaned, and I mean in a very long time. Probably months, literally. I don't think that it had been cleaned since last season, meaning like September. And so they were bad. I'm not going to get into the details. Let your imagination run wild, and it is probably what we saw. So that was very concerning, of course. It looked like there were new linens on the beds. It looked like it had been vacuumed because you could see the lines on the carpet. But other than that, the place was unsanitary. It wasn't just unclean. It was actually unsanitary. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it was a pretty bad feeling. And immediately my energy, I just started vibrating. I had this really, unsettled, agitated sense about me that I just knew something was wrong. And the more I looked throughout the property, hi, thanks for joining. The more I looked throughout the property, the worse it got. So it was just feeding my anxiety and this overwhelm and this feeling that there was something very wrong here. So obviously, this was something that we rented through Vrbo, which is a very, common rental site and a website that we have used many times before with no issues. So we immediately contacted the owner. I will say that my husband cleaned the bathrooms because it was so bad. We didn't even want to use the bathrooms, just to go to the bathroom, much less take a shower. And so my husband cleaned the bathrooms. We contacted the owner, let her know that the bathrooms were unclean, let her know that we were very disappointed, and didn't hear back from her. So then we called Vrbo's customer service, and we're on the phone with them for quite a while, explained the situation. They requested a refund on our behalf from the owner, and we decided to leave as soon as possible. It was too late to leave. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere. There were no hotels available because it was 4th of July weekend, and it was late and the kids were tired. So we decided to spend the night there, and to pack up and leave immediately the next morning. That was a very fitful night of sleep, I will tell you. My anxiety just went into overdrive. I had my anxiety, and I know a lot of people experience this, when it really gets ramped up, I experience a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of just really extreme out there thoughts. And you can imagine what I was thinking in this place. I was really agitated. I felt fundamentally unsafe in this rental property, and I felt that our whole family was not safe. My husband offered to, he asked if we wanted to just get in the car and drive somewhere and stay somewhere else and, find a place that we could just spend the night. But we looked around and there was literally no place that had availability, so we just decided to stay. But in the process, I think I got my husband, who does not have anxiety, I think I got him a little worked up too, because the scenarios that I had in my brain were wacky. And I knew that I had to get myself grounded quickly, otherwise it was not going to help matters at all. And of course I needed to sleep because we needed to turn around and drive home for another 5 hours the next morning. So I wanted to share with you a couple of very simple practices that I tapped into in the moment that really, really helped me. It cleared my mind. It helped me feel calmer and more centered and more in control of the situation, because we clearly were dealing with circumstances that were beyond our control. And so it was really a matter of me, getting centered and calming my agitation, all of this vibration of feeling unsafe, and that we were being exposed to something really dangerous, really. So I focused on creating safety bubbles, protective energy bubbles around everybody in our family. And this is something that I have done before. I've used this practice in the past when I have been in challenging environments that really left me feeling agitated. I even did this when I worked at a place that felt very toxic to me, and I would literally go into the bathroom at the beginning of every day and place this energy bubble around myself. And it's really just a matter of picturing that you have a white light around you and literally creating this protective energy bubble around you. Imagining that you are, and I'm moving back, just imagining that you are within this protective space, this protective energy, actually drawing it out with your hands. And you can either just use your hands to do this, or your imagination. If you choose to make a larger bubble around yourself, then your hands will go, which is totally understandable. Hi Meg, thanks for joining. And so I just imagined this protective energy bubble around myself and all members of my family, my husband and our 2 children. And within that bubble, I just was very clear that my intention was that we were going to be protected from the negative energies that were within this space, that were so palpable to me. And I will say that they were palpable to my son as well, who is also a highly sensitive person. When I was putting him to bed, I was snuggling with him in bed, and I was just I think I was so tense, and just he could probably pick up on that too. He knew that we weren't happy with the conditions that we were in. He knew that we were going to be going home the next morning, and he was fine with it. And at one point, I think the last things that he said to me before he nodded off to sleep was, "Mommy, I'm going to sleep with one eye open in case there's any danger." Now, I can laugh about that now, but hearing that from my 5-year-old son when we were at this rental, that just kind of affirmed for me that we had to get the hell out of this place, which we did first thing the next morning. But needless to say, the fact that both myself and my son felt that this place was not safe was a sign that we needed to leave. So I, was imagining that protective energy bubble around us. And as you're creating this bubble of safety around you, this energetic bubble of safety, you can draw upon, call upon anything, any divine beings, any, guardian angels, any enlightened ancestors, any animal spirits, plant spirits, whoever you feel will be most protective to you in that moment is a beautiful presence to draw upon, and to be very intentional about calling that presence here, whether it's, God, a goddess, anything, Mother Earth, and just imagining that you are within that protective bubble. Just doing that brought me peace. And as I was creating this energy bubble for each of my family members in the moment, I could also very clearly feel and sense that the trees around this property were offering their protection as well, which was so beautiful. I have a deep connection with trees, and in fact, I'm going to be teaching a class all about talking with trees. That's on July 18th at 10 a.m. Central. For more information about that, you can click the link in bio for all of the information about that and to register today. I love trees, and they are such wonderfully protective beings. They are so generous and supportive and wise and patient. There is so much to be gained from deepening your connection with trees. You do have an ancient connection with trees. We all do. And they are offering their support to us in a variety of ways. And I absolutely felt their support when we were in that rental property, our nightmare or epic fail rental property that we experienced. So I could feel their support. And as I was tapping into that, and as I was experiencing the safety of being within a bubble of protection energetically, I was imagining these trees just offering their protection, offering to cover us up and provide us with the safety that we most needed in order to experience a restful evening, a restful night's sleep, so that we could get up, get packed, and head back home the next morning, which we did, and it was fine. And we even salvaged our vacation. We ended up staying home most of the week, but we did fun things, and it ended up being a very nice vacation. Not at all what we pictured. We also did receive a refund from the owner, which was a relief because the refund has to come directly from the owner. It's not something that Verbo can make happen. So we were really thankful that that came through. I did take lots of pictures of the conditions of the property and sent them to the owner so that she knew what we were walking into and just how bad it was, and whether she forgot to clean it herself or her cleaning person didn't do their job. Whatever it is, I'm glad that we captured it on film for her so that we were able to get our refund. So this was kind of a different type of weekly live, but we all experience stuff like this. We all experience challenges. We all experience situations and circumstances that are out of our control, and we really need to reground, recenter, and come back into our power to reclaim that sense of calm and strength and the ability to take action in that place especially the action that will most benefit you and your family. So these couple of very simple practices, creating an energy bubble, calling upon the divine beings that you feel most connected with, that will most protect you, and listening to see if the trees are offering their protection as well, or any particular animals or plants that are offering their protection, because they absolutely are. Remember, we are all inseparable from Mother Earth, and we can draw upon the power and strength and protection of the earth, of the earth's creatures, of the plants and the elements, and all divine beings. So because we all experience these moments, I felt like it was a really important teaching to share. And it brought forth a lot of lessons, additional lessons that I know I'll be sharing in the future. So just wanted you to know that if you are a highly receptive person, if you are sensitive to your environment and can really be derailed by an environment that does not feel safe to you, of course, you need to follow your gut. You need to listen to your intuition. And if you need help, you need to reach out for that help too, like we did, reaching out to Verbo, reaching out to the owner, asking for that refund. Stand up for yourself. Draw upon your strength. You have so much strength and wisdom within you and power to protect yourself. So listen to your intuition and trust that you have the ability to protect yourself and call upon all manners of protection that feel right in that moment. Don't hesitate to reach out for help within the human world as well. All right, that's it for this week. I hope that was providing you with some additional simple practices that can help you when you most need them. And I would love to be with you to learn more about Talking with Trees. My class, Talking with Trees, is next Tuesday, July 18th at 10 a.m. Central. Click the link in bio for more information about that, and embrace the protection and the wisdom and the healing that trees are offering to you in this moment and in all moments. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. So good to reconnect with you again. Take care. Bye-bye.